Deep in the drowned lands of Thondia, two ferocious armies look to lay claim to this critical territory. Well known for their primal love of fighting and violence, the Ironsunz Orruks are always to be feared, for unlike other orcs, their savage brutality is matched by their tactical cunning. However, the Idoneth of the Dhom-Hain enclave are themselves regarded as the most savage of their kind. And with High King Volturnos leading them into battle, the Deepkin know success is of dire importance. With neither Greenskin nor Elf willing to back down, the fates can only guess who will triumph, as these two forces fight tooth and nail for victory.
Hello and welcome to Season of War. Super excited to get you another Age of Sigmar game for you tonight. Exciting to have you, Lionel, back on the channel again.
It's good to be here. Thank you very much for all the kind words. I appreciate my mom saying the nice things.
Yeah, in the comments.
In the comments.
Yeah, so this is your second time out on the channel. Obviously, you've heard us talk about Lionel and his store, X Planet, a ton. That's our local game store, literally around the corner from here.
Yep,
and,
very close to here right now.
I'm probably there more days than not in a week.
Give or take, yeah. Definitely see it quite often.
Yeah, so
hopefully more so now that we started the little
opening
campaign.
up and
did a little narrative thing.
Have a path to glory going on, so having
lots of fun.
That.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But today we're playing two of our, I would say, classic armies for each of us.
Yep.
And the first time either of us are playing them in AOS 3. So
more or less.
Some changes and new stuff, obviously, and just adjusting, right? So it's going to be fun trying some different things out and seeing what happens. Well, why don't you just jump into taking us through your list?
Okay, let's do that. As we go through the list, you'll notice that there's an awful lot of hogs on the table right now. I have 1, 2, 3 units of beautiful pigs. Yeah. Then we go into the 2 units of 6. Mm-hmm. These guys get the business done for sure. I got 2 war chanters because you never leave home without them.
Yep.
I got 1 with the fixin'. That's this guy right over here. All right, so then we get into the big boy right over here, the Maw Crusher. I've always used the Maw Crusher. I always thought they were worth it. He has Right Fist of Dagobah, which gives him 1 extra CP in the first round. And he also has Sunblessed Armor. So Sunblessed Armor now is one of the absolute best artifacts in the game. Ignore 1 Ren or reduce Ren by 1.
Yep.
Oh, so good. On a monster that has a natural 3+ armor save. Mwah.
And then you can go 2+ ignoring 1 rend easily. If not ignore 2 with a Mystic Shield.
And then combine that with the heroic actions of heal. Yeah. Like his role really changed an enormous amount in the list. I'm not sure exactly how I'm planning on using him. Obviously cannonballing in is definitely an option. But you have to pick and choose. Yep. There's two blobs of eels. And I think this is a great segue to now going over to the bad guys.
Yes, sir. Well, as you said, a lot of similarities actually between our lists. You have the 2 units of 6 hammers. I have 2 units of 6 hammers. You have a big monster. I have a big monster.
Mine's better looking.
Yeah, well, debatable. But otherwise, I'm running Dhom-Hain, as I said. A couple of different things with the new edition. I'm running the Soul Strider so I can tide flip, have that round 2 attacking first if I so choose. And then also, I am running Volturnos because Volturnos no longer has to be the general to use his command trait. Again, if I flip the tides, that would be in turn 2. Again, I can't stack that anymore, so it's just +1 attack to 3 units. But I do, as you said, have a bunch of Namarti because they have to be battle line here. I have a unit of 20 Thralls, a unit of 10 Reavers, and then another 10 Thralls over here. Again, some of my favorite models in the range, if not my favorites. So excited to get them back out on the table. But yeah, otherwise, again, Dhom-Hain, I'm rerolling 1s on the charge to hit. I'm rerolling all wounds against monsters, so just your Maw Crusher here. And my Thralls do, against 4+ wounds, do 2 damage, so they'll be
which is the whole army.
Yeah, so, and I was saying, normally against Ironjawz, it's like the Brutes and Ardboys sit in the sweet spot where I don't get any buffs, but you so kindly only brought tasty pigs for me to hack up. And then otherwise, the mission we're playing today is Tooth and Nail, obviously, from the new GHB. There's 4 objectives. We're on the kind of weird, angled deployment, the zigzag. And there's 4 objectives. It's hold 1, hold 2, hold more. So pretty much the new standard format for most of the missions. And then 2 points for battle tactics and 3 for your grand strategy at the end. But we've pretty much got everything down now. We're going to jump into turn 1. I do have choice, as you said. I had just the 1-drop battle regiment. no hero to put in such an artifact or anything fun
All right,
with.
surprise me.
I'm going to give you first turn here.
Oh,
Yeah.
that wasn't the surprise.
Exactly.
That wasn't the
Yeah.
surprise.
Unfortunately, I am not going to serve myself up on a platter.
Well, that is unfortunate.
I'm hoping you do. So we will be jumping right into Ironjawz turn 1.
Before the start of the round, the Tidecaster uses the Wide Aether Sea to reverse the Tide order. The Ironjawz battle tactic is Monstrous Takeover. The Mega Boss fails heroic leadership, but Volturnos succeeds at it. The War Chanter casts Mystic Shield on the Gore Gruntas. The War Chanter uses Violent Fury on the Gore Gruntas. The other War Chanter uses Violent Fury on another unit of Gore Gruntas. Mighty Destroyers is used on the central Gore Gruntas. The Reavers use Redeploy. The Gore Gruntas use Forward to Victory, but fail their charge again. The Ironjawz control 3 objectives and achieve their battle tactic to score 5 points.
All right. So I maneuvered a little bit.
Yeah.
I attempted some charges. I failed for a little bit long bomb, but not incredibly high risk. I'm sucks that I didn't make some of the charges, but it
Yeah.
wasn't, I'm not too beat up about it. I mean, if he wants to come and do something about them, they can come and do something about them.
Yep.
So I score 1 for holding an objective, I score 1 for holding 2, and I score another 1 for holding
More than me.
I also score my battle tactics, so that's a grand total of 5
Yes,
for the
good
first
start.
round. So it looks like it's you next.
Yes, I did also get to do my first significant redeploy in AOS 3, so that was exciting.
Yes, that's right.
was
Wow,
a-
significant.
Yeah. It was either
Oh, I would have made it actually.
Yeah.
I rolled crappy and I rolled a 4, which would have made it
Yeah.
if
So
you hadn't redeployed.
I had
So
the option. I was like, do I
there's
want to
that.
redeploy or do I want to just stand and do my shooting? Because it's 30 shots, which is interesting.
I was fine with that.
Yeah, for sure. I'm not going to kill a pig. If I'm really lucky, I might kill one pig. But I'd rather them shooting for maybe 5 turns rather than just 1.
For sure. For sure.
So
There's lots to
redeploy
shoot
worked.
at, that's
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. So super excited about that. And we will be jumping into my turns. So Idoneth Deepkin, turn 1.
The Idoneth battle tactic is Conquer. Volturnos and the Maw Crusher both use heroic leadership. The Tidecaster casts Mystic Shield on the Leviathan. The Gore Gruntas use Redeploy. The Reavers shoot at the Gore Gruntas, dealing 2 damage. The Leviathan deals another single wound to the Gore Gruntas. At the end of the shooting phase, the Gore Gruntas use Mad as Hell. The Thralls use Forward to Victory and make their charge. The Gore Grunchers use all-out defense. The thralls use all-out attack and slay the Gore-Gruntas. The Idoneth claim 2 objective and achieve their battle tactic to score 4 points.
All right, so Idoneth turn 1. A little more action on my turn in terms of just 1 combat. Though similarly, you answered my cheeky redeploy moves with cheeky redeploy moves times 2.
Yeah, it was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Right? Some of the cool interactions between Ironjawz and the new 3.0 rules. So, Jord, shot at me.
Yep. And after a redeploy where you rolled a 5 and pulled out of my triple shot range, which is notable.
It was notable, and it was also just in general just awesome because that meant the turtle was at least 8 inches away.
Yep.
So that's obviously not average dice, so that's cruel too. So that shrunk it. Then he shot, did a sprinkle of little damage, and then triggered my mad as hell. Because Ironjawz players, it's a cool thing.
Only done another 1 inch there.
Only the 1 inch, but
I rolled an 8 to charge, so it made exactly. So it made the difference.
Yes.
Who did not fail their charge though was these thralls who were eager for battle, rolling a 10.
So I lost my 3 pigs.
Yep.
It's not that their days weren't numbered, because obviously I was planning on using rather aggressively. I just was hoping that maybe I would have been squeezed out 1 more round out of them before they went to piggy heaven.
Yeah.
But unfortunately,
not today.
Not today.
I do hold 2 objectives, so I store hold 1, hold 2, but not hold more.
Nope.
So 2 points plus 2 for my battle tactic of conquer. Obviously, I took that objective, and it ends the round with you up 5 to 4. With that, just jumping right into priority.
Yeah.
So that's a 1. You can't lose ties. So.
No, I can't.
Yeah.
But I want take note. I rolled a 6.
Yes. Well, you're taking it.
Yeah, I'm taking
it. Of course.
All right.
Well, with that, we'll be jumping into Ironjawz turn 2.
The Ironjawz battle tactic is ferocious advance. The Mega Boss uses heroic leadership. The War Chanter casts Mystic Shield on the Mega Boss. The War Chanter uses Violent Fury on the Gore-Gruntas. The other War Chanter uses Violent Fury on another unit of Gore-Gruntas. The Namarti Thralls use redeploy. The Gore-Gruntas deal 3 mortal wounds on impact. The 6 Gore-Gruntas deal 2 mortal wounds on impact. The Gore-Gruntas use all-out defense, and the Thralls use all-out attack, killing 1 Gore-Grunta. The Gore-Gruntas finish off the Thralls. The Ironjawz control 2 objectives and achieve their battle tactic to score 4 points.
All right, so it doesn't look like you did much. You're not wrong, but it is what you have to do when dealing with eels when an entire army strikes first on a turn. You'll notice it seems like I overcommitted over there on just 1 unit of a mere 10. And you would normally be correct if they weren't striking first. Yeah. But because they were, I had to commit my unit of 6 as well for just the impacts to try and whittle down those numbers, because each attack, each guy kills what, 2 attacks?
2 attacks at 2 damage each.
Just 2 damage each. So I just wanted to make sure that the unit of 3 pigs that I had all jazzed up and all violent and furious were going to do the...
Because if they went by themselves and I had 8 guys, they would have
been dead. I mean, I wasn't counting on impacting, 100%. And that was a little fluky, got a little luck on there. I was hoping to get 2 mortals, and the 3 pigs hit and got 3. Killed 5 mortals on it. I did 5 mortals on impact, so that was nice. Carved the unit down to half. And then Jordan tried his best, but in the end, it didn't really matter too much. And to be honest, I don't think he's all that broken up about it.
Nope.
So there it is.
Yep.
That was my turn. Try to be conservative.
In hold 1, hold 2, we're tied on objectives, so no hold more.
Yeah, and then I completed my battle tactic, because although it didn't look like it, this over here meant I ran. This over here was running, and this guy ran over to there. Yep. Finished off, completed my battle tactic, which was ferocious advance. Sorry.
Yeah, so 4 points.
Which is another gimme, but I got 4 points, so there's that.
Yes, sir.
So
awesome.
You?
Yeah, we'll go right into Idoneth Deepkin, turn 2.
All right.
The Idoneth battle tactic is broken ranks. Volturnos uses their finest hour, and the Mega Boss uses heroic leadership. Volturnos uses Supreme Lord of Tides on himself, 6 Morsar guards, and Leviathan. The Tidecaster casts Mystic Shield on Volturnos. The 6 Gore-Grunters use Redeploy. The Leviathan deals 3 damage to the War Chanter. At the end of the shooting phase, the War Chanter uses Mad as Hell. The Gore-Grunters use all-out defense, and the Morsar use all-out attack. The Morsar kill 3 Gore-Gruntas. Volturnos slays the unit of Gore-Gruntas. The Leviathan deals 18 wounds to the Gore-Gruntas. The Morsar Guard unleash their Biovoltaic Blast, killing 2 Gore-Gruntas. The lone Gore-Grunta deals 1 damage to the Morsar Guard. The 2 Gore-Gruntas deal another 10 wounds to the Morsar. The 3 Gore-Gruntas deal 4 damage to the Leviathan. The Idoneth still control 2 objectives and achieve their battle tactic for 4 points.
All right, so Deepkin turn 2. I'm used to saying turn 3 after a high tide.
Yeah,
but turn
no
2
kidding.
here. As we saw, obviously, you know, like we're talking about, lots of speed. Obviously able to leverage that. You did make a really cheeky redeploy again, trying to get away from the eels, which, well, you got away. The eels still got into you. I wanted the turtle in over there to just like completely clear this side, but the turtle couldn't get in over there anymore.
Right.
And the way it worked out, obviously, I'm happy with that in the end. I'm fine with that. Volturnos cleared the screen, and then the turtle went and killed half the unit of your 6.
Yeah, honestly, it was my bad. I thought I was going to be outside of the pile-in, and I didn't take into consideration, and I really paid the piper there because it was my reserve unit after. Like I was obviously
that's going to be your
losing.
counterpunch.
Yeah, that was going to be my counterpunch, and now I just have the Maw Crusher. It's going to be a heck of a struggle to try and come back and take that. So losing half the unit of pigs was bad.
Yeah, and then so just on my turn, I don't take this objective. I have 4 bodies, but your dice count as 2.
I have 4.
So we tie, and you remain in control, which is impactful on the story.
Yep.
I do get my battle tactic for killing a battle line. So I'll score 4 points, keeping me down 1 point. So you're still ahead 1, holding half of the objectives.
And now in a position of a really bad priority roll, and I do win it.
I get the 3 to your 4.
Thank you, Orc Jesus, I guess. I have to take it. I can't give it to you. I really, really want to, but I cannot.
Okay.
Yeah, so here's me, taking priority.
All right, so round 3, top of the round, going into Ironjawz, turn 3.
The Ironjawz battle tactic is Bring It Down. The Mega Boss uses their finest hour, and Volturnos uses heroic leadership. The Ironjawz use strategists from their Warlord battalion. The War Chanter uses his Fix and Beat, healing the wounded Gorgrunta. The War Chanter casts Mystic Shield on the Mega Boss. One War Chanter uses Violent Fury on the Mega Boss. The other War Chanter uses Violent Fury on the other unit of Gorgruntas. Mighty Destroyer is used on the Gorgruntas, who deal 4 wounds to the Leviathan. The Mega Boss deals 4 mortal wounds to Leviathan on impact. The Mega Boss and Leviathan both use Monstrous Duel. The Mega Boss finishes off Leviathan, triggering Smashing and Bashing. The Gorgruntas attack next, dealing 1 damage to finish off a Morsar guard. The Morsar guard use all-out attack and finish off a Gorgrunta. The Ironjawz control only 1 objective, but score their battle tactic with a monster, and slay a monster to score 5 points.
Okay, so I went for the scoring. Tried to squeeze as much out of this lemon as I possibly could. So first off, the turtle was in combat with 3 of my pigs, and I did a little bit of a tricksy thing. I Violent Furied him.
Yep.
And then did, oh gosh, what's the
Mighty Destroyers.
Not Mighty Destroyers. Yeah, I guess it's Mighty. Yeah, I did Mighty Destroyers. Mighty Destroyers. I did Mighty Destroyers. Which meant that the boys here actually put 4 wounds on the turtle.
Yep.
Significant.
Very.
Which I really, really appreciated. Thank you, boys.
Yeah.
They then decided to retreat. I decided to keep those pigs in contact with those eels. I figured that they don't have the rend that they had before, and I could go out all defense. Pigs, generally speaking, are pretty tough, especially when you don't have 2 rend.
Yeah.
Eked out a little bit of a thing. Unfortunately, I did lose the objective in the end. But the upside is my battle tactic.
Yeah.
I completed my battle tactic, which allows me to score 2 points.
Yeah. You did it with a monster.
I killed a monster.
Yep.
Because that's the battle pack.
Yep.
And then I did it with a monster. So that scores me 4.
Yep.
5 points.
Yep. Still like the highest turn we've had, or equaling the highest turn we've had in scoring. So still really good.
Yeah. I'm trying.
Yeah.
So, but my finest hour is now up.
Yes.
And hearing the clock, and I'm hearing a lot of swimming through the waves here.
Yeah.
So I guess it is Jordan's turn.
Yes, sir.
I guess.
So yeah, with that, we are going to jump into Idoneth Deepkin turn 3.
The Idoneth battle tactic is aggressive expansion. Volturnos uses heroic leadership, but the mega boss fails it. The Tidecaster casts Mystic Shield on herself. The Thralls use At the Devil. In the shooting phase, the Reavers finish off the Gore-Grunta. The Mega Boss uses Alright, Get 'em to charge in the enemy turn, dealing 2 mortal wounds on impact. The Thralls use all-out attack and kill the Gore-Gruntas. The Mega Boss uses all-out attack and kill 9 Reavers and the Morsar Guard. Volturnos kills the War Chanter. In the Battle Shock phase, the Lone Reaver uses Inspiring Presence. The Idoneth control 3 objectives, but lost control of 1 needed for their battle tactic, so only score 3 points.
All right, so Deepkin turn 3. Lots of stuff going on. Unfortunately, a little more going on than I wanted.
So nice.
Can't forget about orcs. They're tricky. They're tricky. Now, you killed 9 Reavers. Having 1 left, I did Inspiring Presence. It's actually significant because it makes you make a choice of coming to kill him or leaving, and I can take back that objective. Big thing is, though, I could have, again, just slip over, forgetting about an opponent's rule, catching you out. Could have been a little more further away with these eels and tighter over here. Made it much harder to do that, but not taking it into account. Obviously, you made great use out of it. Split your attacks nearly perfectly. One wound
pretty
off.
much, yeah.
The big thing is actually you've been scoring really well, despite I'm at the advantage in terms of the trading of units.
I've been trying to scratch.
For sure. But again, it's a scoring game.
It is, yeah.
You actually taking this objective or denying me from it denies me my battle tactic.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Because my battle tactic was to hold...
to cap both, that's right.
Oh, yeah, 2 objectives not into my territory.
You called it.
I do, but I have to choose which ones. I chose these 2.
That is true.
So again, not accounting for that charging the enemy phase.
That's icing.
Huge. Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
that was icing.
I mean, you deny me 2 points. Now I do hold 3, so I store 3 points for hold 1, hold 2, hold more.
You got 3, yeah.
Yeah. But I'm still going to be down. I'm down 3 points right now. Other notable things, actually. I auto ran 6 because I run and charge this turn.
It's true.
So I moved 12 inches with these guys.
Yeah.
Fast.
Yeah.
Charged 12 inches with those guys. So they moved 24, 27 if you include the pile-in.
2 feet. That's not bad for infantry. I'm going to turn 4 right now.
Going into turn 4?
Yeah, going to turn
Jump
4.
into
I don't know what
priority,
I need some hot.
You're gonna
5, buddy.
So it's all yours. We're jumping into obviously Ironjawz turn 4.
The Ironjawz battle tactic is Conquer. The Mega Boss fails heroic leadership, but Volturnos succeeds at it. The War Chanter uses Violent Fury on himself. The Namarti Thralls use Redeploy. The Mega Boss deals 5 mortal wounds on impact. The Mega Boss uses Stomp, dealing 2 more mortal wounds to the Thralls. The Thralls use All-Out Defense, and the Mega Boss uses All-Out Attack. The Mega Boss finishes off the Thralls. The Ironjawz claim 2 objectives and achieve their battle tactic, scoring 4 points.
Okay, so I got the priority, which very fortunate of me. I was entertaining a thought. My Maw Crusher was over there at the beginning of the turn. What I was thinking of doing, I want to trigger Mighty Destroyers to bring it back where it is roughly, so that this guy can Fury him up. But because he lived, if I Mighty Destroyers him, he would have had to charge that guy. I want to Mighty Destroyers him that way, but he was too close to Volturnos, so then he would have had to charge. So I couldn't get them together. And then I'm like, do I really need it anyway? I mean, he's pretty huge as he is. And then the thought occurred to me that if I actually Mighty Destroyers, I could Mighty Destroyers into him, kill that guy on the impact, secure that objective even for Jordan's round, then fly 14 back over here, land roughly about 5 inches or so away from his infantry, and it would have been a glorious thing. It would have been amazing, except redeploy. If he spikes a 6, I would have been 11 inches out, and that would have been tragic.
Yeah.
And I would have disappointed all of you.
You also wouldn't have even gotten that objective, which was your battle tactic.
Yes.
Because he wouldn't have been on it, and at best tied for models with our 2 heroes.
Exactly. So as much as I really want to do it for like the showboat,
I really wanted you to do it.
The showboat points, I couldn't. So he just moved 14. I'm gonna take this objective. I said I was going to take it, then I moved and I took it.
But we will jump into Idoneth Deepkin turn 3. Sorry,
yeah, buddy.
We will jump into Idoneth Deepkin turn 4.
Oh, that's right, turn 4.
Yes,
Pardon
sir.
me, yes.
The Idoneth battle tactic is Savage Spearhead. Volturnos fails heroic leadership, but the Mega Boss succeeds. The Tidecaster casts Steed of Tides to teleport herself. The Idoneth hold 3 objectives and achieve their battle tactic, scoring 5 points.
All right, so coming down to it, big turn for me. I have to just maximize points, right? Just racking my brain about battle tactics. Because of the zigzag nature of this battle plan, I was able to, I could have ran my eels, but I teleported with her spell, my Tidecaster just into Wholly Within Your Territory, picking Savage Spearhead, so I have 2 units in your territory. So I do store my battle tactic, and again, just maximizing points. The Reaver we knew was going to run over here, and just clip that one, and that's all I needed. So anyways, I get my battle tactic for Savage Spearhead.
Yes, sir.
I hold 1, I hold 2, I hold more.
Yes,
so
sir.
I get 5 points this round.
You got 5 points.
And we are
That's a
going,
thing.
it's great.
That's a thing.
And we are going into
Last turn.
last turn.
Yeah.
And into a priority roll.
Oh, I don't even know.
Yeah, it's like
I don't even know.
I can't even plan ahead. It's taking it as it comes.
You got
I did
it.
a 6.
You got it.
I did a 6.
So you got an opportunity to score before I do.
Yes, exactly. That's the key. Is I did a chance to score. So with that, we will jump into Idoneth Deepkin, turn 5.
The Idoneth battle tactic is Slay the Warlord. Volturnos uses heroic leadership, but the Mega Boss fails it. The Tidecaster casts Mystic Shield on herself. Volturnos deals 2 mortal wounds on impact. The War Chanter uses Alright, get him, but fails his charge. The Morsar Guard use Biovoltaic Blast, dealing 3 mortal wounds. The Mega Boss uses All-Out Defense, and the Morsar use All-Out Attack. The Morsar attack the Mega Boss and finish him off. The Idoneth claim all 4 objectives, achieve their battle tactic, and slay a monster to score 6 points.
Wow.
What a game.
What a game. I only won 1 priority, but it was the most important one. Before we get ahead of ourselves talking about everything, let's go through what happened. Obviously, my only realistic battle tactic option was Slay the Warlord, bring it down.
Correct.
Same thing. Came down to killing your general, who is a monster.
Yep.
So I know I have my rerolls, but I know he's a tanky guy. I know he's on a 3-up. You're gonna give him a 2-up. You negate 1 rend, so I'm like, you're on 3s at worst against my spears.
Yeah.
And I know all my attacks. I'm all our attack hitting on 2s, rerolling 1s on the charge, rerolling all wounds against monsters. So we knew it was just going to come down to your armor saves. Mm-hmm. And there were too many strolls for those 1s on your dice.
Honestly, there was a moment where he had hit, and I was at, I had taken 13 or 14 damage.
Yeah. And it was the bites.
And then I needed to not roll 1s on 5 dice.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
Actually, just 1-1, I would have still lived.
And now I still would have had the tails, but there's like,
but it's no rend. I'm saving on 2s.
Exactly.
Saving on 2s. The only thing that's getting through
the 1s
are the 1s.
Yeah.
So he's hitting, re-rolling everything, and I'm just like, okay. Yeah. I had 1 bad batch of rolls where I roll a bunch of 1s
and 2s, and that was on the spear.
Yeah,
so
and that's where it's like, that's where you score 10 damage.
Yeah. Top of round 5, I would have here scored 1, scored 2, score more, and got my battle tactic.
Yeah.
And kill a monster, which is so 6 points, which is just at the end eking it out
Yeah,
by skin of my teeth.
yeah. I mean, if that didn't work, again,
Oh yeah.
it'd have been
Yep.
sealed.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Yeah,
Well
great
done.
game, great
Well
game.
done. Great,
Yeah.
great play. And
I won't forget that enemy charge phase charge ever again. That's a great lesson.
Ironsunz are just so good.
It's-
I absolutely adore them. I love their
The
3D
toolbox.
chests. Like I've said this before in our group many times, and it's just like they're just so cool.
Yeah.
I'm not saying Big Wa isn't great, but I don't understand why Ironsunz isn't like more seen as more competitive and played very competitive. They are great.
Yeah.
And this obviously 3.0 plays into Ironjawz really well. No giant surprise. Oh, yeah. All right. Anyway, thank you very much for the game.
It was a blast.
Thank you very much for having me. It was an absolute pleasure, and I guess I'll see you guys potentially next time.
Yeah.
that?
So with that, just want to say a big thank you to all our premium members. Hope you enjoyed this video as well as everyone watching. Obviously, like and share, subscribe helps more people find our content, which helps the channel a ton. So thanks to everyone. Really appreciate it. We'll see you soon in another battle report.
Awesome.